Hey guys, how's it going? It's Junior and Chill here, and we're gonna talk today about the 1.1 progress check. They have a thing going out. They want to show you guys what's gonna be coming out in 1.1, what you guys can look forward to experiencing when you open up the game. You know what I'm saying? On 11/11. I think they planned that. 11/11, 11th Harbinger child is coming out of the 11 Harbingers. Patch 1.1. All right, so anyways, we're gonna get right into it. So here we go. We're gonna have some stuff coming through. If you guys seen the other video, you guys know about the characters. I went through that. I went a little bit extra detail that you normally wouldn't have anyways, because I got to test it out. So I got to try it out and I got to talk about it, which is kind of cool. I got the okay from MiHoYo. They're like, hey Junior, it's okay, you can talk about it. I'm like, yes. So here we are. We're gonna talk about the city reputation system. It's a new system they're adding to the game. Kind of like if you ever played any MMO, we're gonna add any kind of like rep system. We're gonna say like, hey, do quests for the city, do bounties for the city, blah, 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 blah. You turn those in, you're going to get rewards from it. And in this game, they're gonna give you different stuff based off of the rank that you get for your city rep, which is kind of cool. So it's definitely gonna be worthwhile doing those extra quests to get whatever the rewards are, because they may be something like new food recipes, or you're gonna get gliders, or the new thing called the gadgets. I believe they're gadgets, right? So you're gonna be getting these new cool things to be playing. They give you like some more stuff to do, you know? So here we are. You have to reach adventure rank 25 to start doing this content. You're gonna be going to, there's like two spots. There's one in Mondstadt, which is like next to, between the bar and like where the windmill is. It's gonna be a bar, like the bar that you gotta go to for a lot of cutscenes. And then the windmill, there's gonna be like a little spot right there. It's gonna be like, or like if you ever did the Dark Knight, what's it called again? The Dark Knight Hero, that one, like right that same spot where it ends, that's where it's gonna be, right there on the wall. There's a spot that's open up. It's gonna be a billboard there. You're gonna talk to the girl. She's gonna give you a bunch of quests. You're gonna have this like screen over here now. If you go to Leeway, it's where it's behind the Adventure Guild, like further up the hill, and you'll see like that little spot where it's like a loading dock, a little area, not the loading dock, but like there's like a little warehouse area. Go to the warehouse area. It's gonna be right there on the wall. You're gonna notice like, oh, the spot, it's there. So you're gonna have this stuff here. You're gonna have a little quest line you have to do to make sure that you activate all this stuff. So you're gonna have it's gonna have like a quest requirement. So make sure you guys get at least far enough in the story. If you're in chapter 1, act 2, pretty much where its story currently ends, you'll unlock the Leeway one and also be able to do the Mondstadt one. So by doing this, it's saying that you unlock things. It tells you who you go to. It's gonna be either Hertha or Miss You. Miss You. You're gonna have that. You're gonna have the region quests where it's gonna give you like little quest lines you do for the region that you're in. And then there's also gonna be like in a town, like there's gonna be a certain amount of quests they're gonna give you. They're like, hey, do this thing for me, find this thing for me, kill this person for me, or kill this enemy for me. You're gonna have that from the town requests. You're gonna have bounties. The bounties are gonna be when the time I played it, it was 3 different levels of difficulty. I just did the hardest one all the time because you get more reputation points for it. If you do the hardest one every single time, you'll get enough reputation points, I believe, in the first week to get like rank 4 or 3 or something like that. It's pretty high. So it's pretty quick that you can actually get through the rep rank stuff, unless they adjusted it. I'm not sure if they did or not. That's kind of how it was. So you pretty much, you go up there, you have to, you do world exploration, which there's gonna be like world chests that you have to go find, oculi count to it too. Getting certain waypoints. There's a new thing called waypoints now in the map. They're like little purple pylons you'll just see randomly on the map. That's just gonna, you go there, you push a button, and then it shows like a screenshot of the area. You can add it to your collections. You're like, collections? I'm like, I'll show you in a little bit. We'll get there. So I'll add that there. And then it also will tell you, like, it'll increase your exploration progress. On the map now, instead of like, all the regions are gonna be actually labeled now, finally, like a little bit easier. And it's gonna tell you exploration amount. So every time you go to like look at an area, it's gonna tell you, hey, you've been to this area, you explored 0%, or you explored 40%. And then based off of how much you explored is how much you're gonna be getting towards a rep for your city. So make sure you guys are kind of like doing that stuff and kind of like getting it completed. As you can see here, they've only explored 27% of Mondstadt area. Even though you're like, I've been everywhere, you have to go back. Sorry, you're just gonna have to go back and find certain stuff. So once you find certain stuff and you complete certain things, it's gonna like unlock it all for you. You're also gonna have the bounty system. Like I said, it's gonna give you a bounty. It's the way the bounties are set up. It shows you like 3 choices. You're gonna fight like a rune hunter or like a big old hilly churl. You're gonna fight something else, and then you're going to allow you to like choose which one you want to fight. It's going to give you a hint of like basically like, hey, you're going to be about here, right? Like, hey, you're going to be either like around like this kind of region, and it's going to give you like another like a little hint of like of some kind of landmark. So you're gonna have to kind of get really familiar with the areas, because you're not, unless somebody knows exactly where that's at, you're gonna be like, I have no clue. But once you get into the area, like say you run in there or you fly over it, whatever, like using your glider or whatnot, it will like let you know like, hey, the bounty is in this area. At that point, just go there where you're at, use your elemental sight, and it'll start showing you stuff. I'm gonna tell you to use your elemental sight because the game will show it, but most people like me and like a lot of other people don't pay attention like that, and you probably missed the fact that it told you, hey, use your elemental sight. So this pro tip, let you know, use your elemental sight when you're doing bounties. So it's pretty easy, so make sure you do that. It's gonna give you like little trails and you can go fight some stuff. So once you do that, it's pretty easy, done. You do 3 of those a week. Now the 3 bounties a week that you do counts between both towns. So that part is the like not favorable part, but like you have 3 bounties total between both towns a week that you can do. So they're kind of like, you get through it. It says in total across all cities. So when there's more cities too, it's gonna, you have to take that into account too. So with that, we have the request thing. So pretty much request is gonna be like a local residents. It's gonna ask you for stuff like I said before. So that's kind of there. Now you're gonna have the reputation rewards. Every level of reputation, you're going to get something. You're either going to get like a recipe, you're going to get a gadget recipe, you're going to get another gadget recipe, you're going to get nameplates, you're going to get nameplates when you get to the higher level, you're going to get a wing, like, you know, a wing glamour for every city is going to have one. So Mondstadt's like this color, Leeway is like a brownish color, like a brownish goldish color, like the Geo color. And then probably every city's gonna have like whatever your element is, probably color. So that's kind of my guess for that. And they're called, yes, gadgets. So when you'll unlock gadgets, like you'll get like blueprints. It's gonna cost you some amount of material. As you can see, crystals here for this. A lot of people are gonna be like, well, I already found all the Geoculuses or Nemoculuses. But keep that in mind that there's gonna be future regions with other type of oculi that you have not found yet and nobody has found yet. So this is gonna help everybody find those quicker. So there you go. Or if you can't find something, like you need to pinpoint it, like, man, I can't find this one. I've been looking forever. I missed one oculi. I don't know where that one oculi is. Use this item. It's relatively cheap to make. It'll last for like I can't remember how long it was. I think it's like 5 minutes or something like that. So you can use it real quick to find something. So it's a good thing to use. We have gadgets like this. We have gadgets like, what else I got? Further down, we got a wind catcher, which is the venti, like updraft thing. It's now gonna be an item. As you can see right there, there's a Z button that they press. So I'm not sure what's gonna be on the controller. It's gonna be like a different button, but they had something like this before. I just hadn't seen it again until now. So it's kind of cool. Not like this, they had like a quick item for food. So pretty much it was a item for food. So you have the wind catcher here, it's a blueprint. You're getting level 3 reputation in Mondstadt. So you get this to be able to fly into the air. You get condensed resin. This is pretty dope. This is like, it sounded stupid at first. And I was like, why would I use this? But this is how this works. So condensed resin is a new blueprint you'll get in Leeway when you get rank 3. So worth getting that done kind of quickish, because what happens is when you take some of your resin, you have to take a crystal core, 40 of your actual resin, and 100 mora. And it can make a thing called condensed resin, which is equates to exactly the same amount of resin. You're like, why would I use that? Well, let me tell you, you can only have 3 max at a time, by the way, on your person. When you loot using condensed resin, you get increased loot out of whatever you're doing. So if you do a ley line, instead of getting 100% of your reward, I can't remember exact percentage. It's like hypothetically like 150%. I'm not sure exactly on the exact percentage, but you're gonna get about like 150% of the reward now versus 100% for the same amount of resin. Pretty awesome. So this is the thing that you want to be using when you're looting from now on. You'll want to create this every day. You pretty much can get on the game like, hey, I'm gonna make original resin or condensed resin every time you get on the game until you have 3 of them on your person. So you want to make sure you guys do that. This could be used to revitalize ley lines, petrified trees and domains that require 20 resin, yielding 2 sets of rewards at one time. That's pretty good. Both sets of rewards are random, of course. So that's kind of cool. It's like you get extra, you'll get extra, so I guess it's 200%. So you'll get like however much resin that is for, like 40 resin, you'll get that much based off the activity you're doing. I don't think you can use this on the weekly bosses though, sadly. So you can't like be like, oh, I'm gonna use this on Wolf Boss, or I'm gonna use this on like Storm Terror or whatever. I don't think you can do that. But I know you can use it for other stuff that everybody's farming, that people are like, I want more out of my farming. There you go. That's how you get more out of your farming. So make sure you guys are collecting crystal cores or the little butterflies. They're like, you'll find some at like, if you go to the Stone Mountain, like way in the bottom of Leeway, like in the corner where all those like, those islands are at, go to that teleport to that domain. Right outside there's always crystal butterflies flying around. If you teleport in Mondstadt to the place right above the Dawn Winery, you teleport there. If it's nighttime, usually there's crystal butterflies there, so you get like 3 or 4 of them. So like make sure you guys are doing that all the time, just to kind of go there and collect those crystal butterflies. Those are like the, off the top of my head, the fastest places to go to get those. And then just on the map, on that, you know, that map that people have made, there's other places too. But those are like real quick, easy ones. Then we have the NRE thing. NRE is an item that they put in the game to replace the function that they used to have in the game, which is quick using food. So pretty much you equip the NRE to yourself, you equip 2 different foods into it. What happens is you push one button and you'll instantly eat the food on the character that you're on. They used to have that, like when one of the builds, I can't remember, I played so many betas, dude. Like one of the betas had this as a thing, but it wasn't an item that you had to get, but like it's still, I'm glad this function is back. This is really cool. I don't have to go into the damn menu and risk getting killed while I'm doing co-ops with friends. It's great. I'm so glad this is back. So this is a really cool thing you can kind of use. Make sure you guys get this and make sure you guys are using it, right? The menu, the actual in-game menu has changed. So there's other things that you'll notice too, a little different here. We have the Adepti Seeker Stone. So this right here, Seeker Stove, sorry. This right here is pretty much like on the spot. I need to go cook something. Boom, you now have a fireplace to go cook some stuff. So it's pretty cool to do it, to use this. It's like a 300-second cooldown, right? To use it. And then you can pretty much like, hey, I need to do a fight. I need to cook some food. I need to cook right now. Boom. Cook right there, you're good to go. And you can kind of do that. Also, same thing, we have a portable waypoint. You can only put down 1 portable waypoint at a time, okay? You'll be able to teleport there. It lasts up to 7 days. If you put down another one somewhere else, it deletes the other one. You do not get to like recoup your losses of like using it. It's just a one-time usable craftable item you put down. It lasts up to 7 days. You can only have 1 on the map at a time, period. So if you're farming something, like I'm probably gonna use it to farm crabs because I need to do a lot of recipes that have a ton of crabs. So I'm gonna go out to that on one of Nemo Island way out in Mondstadt, put one of those there, and then every day I'm gonna teleport there and grab all there's like 20 crabs on the island. So I'm gonna go use that for that. And when I'm done with crabs, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go somewhere else and use this for something else. So this is a pretty cool tool. Make sure you guys get this. All these gadgets are really dope. Make sure you guys are getting these, get the items that you need to create them, whatever. And then, you know, make use of them. You also have a Nemo treasure compass and a geo treasure compass. So this is based off of what region you're in. It's gonna show you treasure in the area. And it's gonna literally, as you can see right there, it's gonna like literally just lead you straight to it. It's gonna be like, go this way. Like, all right, dope. So that's kind of cool. You can use this once every 30 seconds, I guess. So if you're treasure farming and you make a bunch of these, there you go. You can go farm a bunch of treasures. Like, and I give you a Nemo, I think, sigils, right? So there's that. You also have city features, which is dope. This right here, I didn't even notice this. Like, I did not notice this, but this is actually really cool now that I know about it. So what happens is once you hit level 2 reputation in each city, you'll be able to find all of the mining outcrops. That's amazing. I don't have to mark the map anymore using mining things. I just know where it's at. It's just gonna show it to me. That's super cool. I'm glad that it has that. And you'll be able to find ore deposits. You gotta be rank 30, AR 30 to get this. So like most of these things are gonna be like AR 25 to 30. You're gonna get this thing called magical crystal chunks. All right. This is a new ore. This one is the one ore that you process together with like, I think resin, if I remember correctly, to make more ore like upgrade items. That's the thing that like I've seen it before, I just haven't seen it in a while. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, that brought that back. So like if I remember correctly, to process it, you have to use those plus like a little bit of actual resin, if I remember correctly, and then like you get like the yield's really good. The yield's good. It's worth it. All right. So just check it out. Maybe like look at the item. I can't remember exactly how much it costs off the top of my head. It's like I was like, oh, that's kind of dope. So you're gonna have a new type of ore to get on top of all the other ores. So make sure you guys are utilizing this. Go through there. Make sure you catch all this stuff, and you'll be able to progress your weapons a little bit better. You'll have the merchant discounts. Yes. I buy so many items. If you guys are not buying food items, I don't know what you're doing. Like, you should be buying food items at some point in time. Make sure you guys are getting food items from the stores, okay? Because like you can only get milk and shrimp and a whole bunch of other like rice and a whole bunch of other stuff only from the stores. This right here makes stuff cheaper. So if you've been buying stuff right now, maybe hold off until the unless you need it. Hold off until the expansion or the update. Get rep 4 in a city. Like, I would do leeway first. I'm gonna like push leeway first, me personally. If you're wondering like what are you guys gonna do, I'm gonna do leeway first. Most of the stuff I do is in leeway anyways. So like Mondstadt stuff, I'm gonna like, because I know you can only, you know, kind of aim where you're doing your weekly stuff, so that I'm gonna initially go straight to leeway, do all my stuff in leeway. If it splits some of it to Mondstadt, good. If not, then whatever. But like I remember like I did the same thing when I played this before, so I'll be pushing like leeway first, and then I want to get it to 4 so I can get my discounts. It's gonna be nice to spend a little bit less money. I spend about like 100k more on just buying food items every day. So I have a I have a high spend thing, you know. After unlocking discount merchants, you'll be able to enjoy discounted prices at designated merchants. It's kind of dope. You also get reputation name card styles. So you'll have like a different thing based off of what your rep level is and what city it is in. So you'll get some new stuff to use, which is like at either rank 4 or rank 7, which is kind of cool. You'll have a little extra swag to do, put on your account to make it look a little special. On top of that, we're gonna get some new recipes. We're gonna get 3 recipes in each city that are based off of your rep. So it's gonna be pretty much like local cuisines that's like, hey, this is a special thing from this town. So you'll be getting these things. So these are kind of cool. You can add this to your list of all your other foods that you kind of have been cooking. I forgot where the last freaking recipe is. I'm at 39 of 40. So I'm like, cool, I'll at least have this. I'll have 40 and I can get the achievement. Make sure you guys are collecting your primo gems for that, man. Make sure you guys getting your different food items. You'll find all the recipes, cook all those things, you know what I'm saying, to get, you know, max them out, whatever, and then get your primo gems from it. And it's showing the gliders. This is the Mondstadt one, and this is the leeway one. Just like I said, it's based off of whatever element it is. It's going to show that one. Now, when I was talking about the progression thing, this is what it looks like. It shows you like, hey, these are the Bright Crown Mountains. It didn't ever name it before really for us like that, but now it will show your exploration progress and what area it is. This is the region. This is kind of important. It's going to help you when you are looking for stuff later on, because it's going to name stuff based off of this stuff. Like, it's kind of cool that you can actually see it, and the compass looks huge now. So that's a different thing. This right here, this feature was dope, okay? This thing is amazing. Archive sifts, like the first thing I noticed when I opened up like that new build, I was like, yo, what is this? This is cool as hell. This shows you all the tutorials if you want to go back and like look at any tutorial in the game. It shows you all the materials that are in the game. It shows you all the weapons that are in the game. It shows you all of the armor that's in the game, everything. And it shows you everything that's currently in the game. And also, they have the same thing for characters too. So they have a separate character thing and they have one for the archive for everything else. So this is kind of dope because you'll be able to figure out what things you're missing you haven't found yet. Maybe you need to like figure out like, hey, where the hell is this thing? The geography thing is there for like when you find those waypoints, it takes a screenshot, like a scenic screenshot of the area. It shows you like, hey, this is like a really nice screenshot of Leeway Harbor and stuff like that, or you know, whatever area you go to. And you get to view all those there. It's gonna be good for like if people that like want to show off screenshots and blah, 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 you get it from there. If you have materials you're looking for, it'll show you like, hey, you've never gotten this material, and it'll show you the inventory amount, which is kind of dope. And then also it will have all your books. All those people that have been grabbing books like, what do I do with these books? You can go to the book section, open up a series, right? You'll say like, hey, I want to go to like the Spearman series, whatever the hell it's called. I can't remember what it's called. But you grab one of the series. It'll show you all of the chapters in a line. You can just read the whole thing if you want to do like just straight like an actual book. I'm like, that's dope. So all that like lore stuff that kind of like put off to the side, I used this right here and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. I can look through it. The weapons, you can figure out all the weapons I have. If I'm missing a weapon, I'm like, I need to find this weapon. Let's see if I can get it. It shows you everything that's there. You'll be able to look at it, check it out. It's really, really cool. And then you can also compare the weapons, the armor, all the items, all that stuff like that. So it's a really cool system. As you can see here, it shows you all the sets that exist, all the weapons that exist, and then if you have gotten them or not. So that's actually really, really cool. It shows you all the material stuff, all the gadgets you can potentially get, all the recipes that you can potentially find. So if you're looking for anything that you're missing and you're like want to ask a friend like, hey, where'd you get this thing at? They'll be able to help you out and you guys can help each other out. The geography thing, like I said, you find these viewpoints. It's like this little purple pylon. You'll go up to it, press F or press whatever the reaction button is on the controller, and then it'll take a screenshot. And it'll have like that in the geography part, it'll just have a bunch of screenshots. So that'll be in there. And then like I said, with the books, it'll just put it all in the volumes. Like boom, you can go read The Fox in the Dandelion Sea, and you can read the whole story in one spot versus like going through all the menus and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. So you'll be able to do that. Then tutorials, go through there, boom, you can see every single tutorial. And then there's the character archive section. That was pretty dope. You get to see every single character. You can go ahead and you can filter it by weapon type. You can filter it by like the element of the character and like rarity and stuff like that. You can like sort it through all those stuff. This is a way to look at every single character. You actually are able to look at the characters and see like what they have. Like you can see like a little bit about their story. So if you wanted to know about the character before you maybe pull on a character, like, hey, what's this character about? I can read a little bit of their story. You know, like all the profile stuff, you can read all that stuff, which is really, really cool. It'll pretty much show you everything except for the equipment and the weapon, because you're not equipping or putting any kind of weapons on them. And it'll show you like the bio stuff. It'll show you their constellations. It'll show you their talents. So if you wanted to look at all that information, this is a way to do it. And you can like look at it, compare against other characters and see like, maybe I want to go for this character, or maybe I don't care about this character. So this is what I was using when I was playing. It was pretty cool. It's a really, really, really dope thing that they added. And I hope that they add more like cool things like this. So that's kind of, these are kind of like things that I'm like looking at that came throughout in 1.1. I wasn't able to talk about any of this stuff except for the characters and the city rep thing, but now I can talk about this stuff. Is really, really dope. It gives a lot more extra things to do, and this kind of gives you guys a thought of like how much extra content we're getting per patch. Like this is just the first patch they're doing. Like the game dropped a month ago and they're like, hey guys, here's the first patch, and then in 6 weeks we're gonna get another patch, probably the same size. We're getting a whole new region in the next patch. Like 1.2 is a whole new region. So I'm like, these patches are dope. Like every time I've seen a patch, I'm almost like, I've been playing, like I said, I've been playing this game since June. I've been playing this game since June. And I've seen all the patches they've done, and they're massive. And everybody's like, oh, you know, people are very excited about the game. They're very impatient because they're so excited about it, right? But like, just know that every time I've seen them like update something or patch something, it's like pretty freaking huge. It's a big ass patch every single time. It's really, really cool. So I would just say, guys, keep playing the game, enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? If you're not enjoying it at the moment, take a break. Take a break. It's not going anywhere. It's still going to be here. And whenever they do a patch, it's going to be a pretty big patch that has a lot of different things for you to do, to check out. It's going to be really, really cool. So I'm already looking forward to what you're going to be doing in the future. 1.1 is looking great. Maybe it's everything freaking perfect. No, but you know, it's like resin, you know, maybe you can fix resin a little bit, but they have done stuff. Look, this is something that they are doing. This condensed resin is going to help you with your resin. If you now create condensed resin for your farming, this right here, you're going to get, it's literally like the same. This is the equivalent of doing half off resin. It's up to you to craft it. But if you were like, hey, I want to like craft this and I want to get more stuff out of my resin, right here. This is half off resin. Craft it. Craft yourself to half off resin. Add it to your thing. We have a bigger pool now. We have a 160 resin pool that's going to be added to the game, as you can see in one of these screenshots. Boom, 160 resin right there. It's already in the game. 1.1. So we're gonna have a 160 resin pool. You can craft your own resin, like condensed resin, to get double the rewards. That's awesome, right? So it takes you less time to do it. You can craft more of it to go through it a little bit. Is it the best thing? Probably not, but it's still a step in the correct direction, in my opinion. So we're going in the right direction. Potentially it'll get better and better, and it'll get more agreeable for everybody else. So that's kind of the idea for this. Hopefully you guys are liking this. If you guys have any thoughts, let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys like and comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? It's super, super appreciated. And guys, on the next time that some kind of news comes out, I'll be putting out some stuff. I'll see you then. See you then. See you then. I'll see you then. Okay. Don't question my English. It's fine. It's perfect. It's ESL, bro. Come on.